Pennywise is back. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review of one of my most anticipated films of the year, It Chapter 2. This film was directed by Andy Muschietti, and it stars Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader. The Losers Club is back. They reunite 27 years after the events of It, where they defeat Pennywise, only to discover that Pennywise is back and wreaking torment on children once again in Derry. They must come together, reunite, and connect not only with their past but of their present and kill Pennywise, the dancing clown, or It. I have been really looking forward to this movie, and so I went last night to see it, super late. I think this is a good movie. Let me talk about the positives of this film. Number one, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Bill Hader is incredible in this film. I've been hearing that his role in this movie is meaty, and I've been hearing that he does a phenomenal job, but going into this film, I still expected, more humor out of him, and there is a lot of comedic moments with Bill Hader in this character of Richie, but he does such a phenomenal job of displaying the emotion and playing on that emotion of what's going on with the Losers Club, and honestly, I think he does a phenomenal job here. And the thing is, I've been hearing a lot of people say, oh, he needs to be considered for Oscars and stuff. Unfortunately, my take is this. If Emily Blunt didn't get nominated last year for A Quiet Place, Bill Hader is not going to get nominated for It Chapter 2. It's just, the Academy doesn't really like genre films, and this is a horror film. The second positive about this film that I really like, that is the camaraderie between the cast in this film. James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, Jay Ryan. You have James Ranson, who I've never heard of before, but he was phenomenal. I mean, all the adult losers, as well as mixing in those young losers when they were kids, it blends in so nicely. They have great camaraderie, they have great chemistry, and it really feels like true people coming together 27 years later to try to defeat this entity. And I love that about this film. I loved the way that it felt natural with these characters. This movie has a lot of violence in it, which I loved. I loved a lot of the scare sequences. Although this film is not as scary as the first movie, I do think a lot of the set pieces are designed beautifully. And I like that each character faces their own fear that is matured. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. There's some characters that still face the same fears. For example, Eddie still has problems with dirt and unclean and unsanitary things, kind of being like a germaphobe. But other characters have fleshed out things that have kind of been building up as they've matured and gotten older, and especially Richie. I love what they do with the character of Richie in this film. Richie is my favorite loser. I just absolutely love what they did to build onto Richie's story, and you understand Richie's past and like why he acts the way he does. It's out of left field for me. I didn't see it coming, and I really like that. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, again, phenomenal in this film. I think he's so terrifying, he's creepy. Every time when he is the clown, he genuinely freaks me out, and I love that, they still get those moments where he like salivates, and he does some amazingly creepy things in this film. Also, some of the scenes, like there are certain scenes that to me I'll never forget. The funhouse scene is my favorite scene in this entire film, as well as the scene that involves a little girl at a baseball game. Those are two amazing scenes with Pennywise. Let me talk about the negatives. This movie is long. It teeters so much. My biggest problem is certain movies need to feel their runtime. Avengers Endgame, the first hour was a little bit slow. Other than that, like the movie moves fast. And the 3-hour runtime is appropriate, knowing that we have all these characters and we had to flesh out the story. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I didn't even feel that runtime. I love the movie. To me, a little bit in the middle gets a little slow and clogged, but I love that movie. And I think it deserves that runtime. This movie is so long. And there are moments in this film. This is what pisses me off about movies. The characters do certain things for nothing. It just immediately gets thrown away. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I don't understand why they had to try to flush this movie out to 2 hours, 49 minutes, but you feel it. I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, when's this ever going to end? Especially that last hour, the conflict, you know, the buildup of everything that's been going on, that last confrontation between the Losers Club and Pennywise, it takes forever. And I'm just like, come on, man, let's go. I got to go home and sleep. And the pacing is off, too. I mean, it feels like they rushed them getting to Derry, and then after that, everything is just slow and clogged down. And I don't like that in my films. Another big problem that I have with this film, there is unfortunately way too much CGI. The first film, there was CGI, but it didn't bother me. It didn't take me out of the film because we had enough of Pennywise the clown and enough of, you know, practical effects. This film just goes so hardcore with the CGI. Almost every scene, Pennywise, it feels like he's just CGI. And I hate that. I really hate that. CGI does not scare me. I want some practical effects. They do some great things with practical, but a lot of the CGI is just overdone and it looks out of place. Another problem is the report came out that these young actors, you know, Finn Wolfhard and all these young guys, the young losers in the film, they were de-aged to kind of fit that period, which I understand. But it does not look good. It doesn't look good, especially Ben. There is so much highlight of the faces, especially with Ben, that it just takes you out of the movie. And it's really noticeable. And I know a lot of people have said that they don't notice it, but I don't know how you can't. I really don't know how you can't notice it. It's very noticeable, and it really is kind of off-putting a lot. And some of the audio, too, with the de-aging stuff, is out of loop. They had to kind of edit their voices too, so they sound, you know, a lot more younger and immature because they're all, you know, hitting growth spurts and puberty, and so their voices are dropping. It's noticeable because there is a moment in the film where it's like a character turns away, but he's saying something, but his mouth isn't moving. It's noticeable, and I understand why they had to do it. Anyway, guys, though, this is a good movie. I think it's solid. I think you should definitely go see it. It's not as good as the first film. Don't expect that. I think the way that they defeat Pennywise is also pretty stupid, but honestly, this is a good movie, and it has a lot of heart, and it's a lot of fun, and it's more comedic. This is a really funny film. So I think you should definitely go out and watch It Chapter 2 as soon as possible. And if not, you could probably wait a little bit until it's on streaming. Anyway, guys, what did you think of It Chapter 2? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.